This episode is brought to you by Sensi Medical Cannabis House, located at the Pulse Center. Cultivate, elevate, and inspire. This episode is also brought to you by
Lulu's Holistics. Follow them on Instagram at Lulu's Holistics. Check out their website, www.lulusholistics.com. And if you're in America, but you can't really right now because you guys are on a quarantine. But when the quarantine done and Corona stop behave like a little bitch, you can go check out their stores at New York and in Florida. Yeah.
In the meantime, you can use the code FIX and get 10% off your next purchase.
You can now, because you're inside, you can just use a shea butter and just like lather up. And,
because some of your skin I get well dry
ashy.
From washing in a hands. Because I know mine's are.
My
hands are extra dry, yo, extra cocaine. I'm telling you. So get that shea butter right now, 10% off. The link is in the description right here on every YouTube video that we post. This video is also brought to you by
Lulu's Holistic. No, I said that. Lothian's Boutique.
Yeah, get it
Follow
right.
them on Instagram at Lothian's Boutique. You can check out their store in Portmore. I don't think we're kind of on the quarantine, so you can still get you here. You can still look nice in the house. Why not? Get these Corona babies happening. Lothian's Boutique. Follow them on Instagram again. Check out them in Portmore, 23 West Trade Way.
All right, Shark Barbers, big up your damn self, Steve, located at 9 Brandstraff Square for the sharpest of cuts. Go link Steve at Sharp Cut Barbers. We have a special guest in the building.
Now introduce him properly. Come on.
He is popularly known on Instagram, has made a name for himself on social media. He also plies his trade as a actual doctor. People, he's not just an Instagram personality. He's an actual doctor out here in these streets.
A graduated doctor.
He's one of the people them who we should really commend and try to uplift right now in these times. Dr. Phillip Coombs.
Yeah, man. Respect.
Dr. Coombs.
Coombs.
Combs
Yeah.
is Combs is like
Yeah.
1-0.
It ain't Sean Diddy Combs.
Sad.
No, man, good, man. Good.
Right, man. Sir Coombs, bless up.
Yeah, man. Enough
Thanks for
respect.
passing
I appreciate.
We know
Yeah.
these times are very busy and probably very hectic for you, so
Believe
give thanks
me.
to take the time out for.
Yeah, man.
Yeah,
A lot
we
of
do.
changes in the hospital, so the time very sticky, but still have to make yourself available.
I feel like you're always on call.
Well,
No, especially like you can go home and sleep for an hour and then
the way the hospitals are running now, I mean, all doctors are basically on standby. That's how it is. So they can call in, and you just have to report yourself for duty, basically.
I know that's
question asked.
definitely the case with my mother. She's a nurse.
Seriously, even after you work like a 24-hour shift.
Well, I
Or
mean,
40,
they'll
you
use
may not
their
even know.
discretion, but at the same time, them need the staff at this critical period, you know. So we always have to just be present. We just have to be on standby, and just remember that we have a role to play as essential workers. Yeah,
We could get a little
No
bit
time
into
off
your
for
story.
my story.
Yeah, like what? Enough people probably see at least one every day them on Instagram or giving out health tips and all these things.
Yeah, man.
What made you get into doing them type of thing there for social media?
All right. So, I mean, as time goes on, the story just gets longer and longer.
So I forgot, man.
Yeah. But firstly, I just really have to give thanks, because I swear I never expected any of this. I never started it to reach where I am today. It just really happened the way it did. And the story just really goes that I was working in Mandeville, because that's where I'm from. And we had to work in the health sector, like not the hospitals, actually primary care health sectors. Like clinics in the country. And I tell you see when you go country and you go to them clinic there, at this so you have to teach the people them some medical stuff, because
Like basic medical
stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, not to discriminate,
No.
but to be straight, a whole heap of knowledge lacking in the medical field. You understand?
And why is that?
I mean, generally speaking, you have, based on our history, there's a lot of history about medicine and bush tea and also just different concepts that our grandparents and great-grandparents really had and so on, which is not a bad thing, Your mind is a wonderful thing and you have to use it. So the thing is, you realize that people have different concepts and certain
No,
things.
I'm laughing because because I remember his video saying that there's no such thing as gas.
Guess
And
what?
I have to tell mommy, say,
And
mommy,
that was why
mommy, you lied to me. And
that
he's
was
like,
the video
and I
when
said,
he
I
do
don't know nothing.
So wait, so I don't know how much time we have, but there's a lot of stuff that I really can explain and talk about on the show. But the thing is though, the gas video was like my second video overall. I've made maybe about 25 to 30.
Okay.
If I haven't really counted them to be honest, but around that. My very first video was on sinus because most persons came to the clinic saying, "Doc, me have sinus." But the point is, everybody has sinus. You understand? Is when it becomes a problem is the sinusitis, and the itis part means the inflammation, which is really infection. Yeah, you understand? So that was the first video, and I mean, the truth is, to be really frank with you guys, I made that video almost out of frustration.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I made the video. I
You know,
remember.
so I could tell like no for every day them come
man.
off with that era.
No, man.
Why don't I know this? Like, no, this not a basic thing. This is for no.
No. No, well, you know, I have to be very respectful as well, especially as a doctor and so on, you know. So you have to kind of be careful, but to be truthful, the very first video, it was really instigated out of frustration because I realized that, boy, there's a lot of things that people just never really understood. So I just say, you know what, I'm going to try to break it down. At that time, I had maybe about, I would say 10,000 followers coming out of UA, out of med school. And then I realized that it really gained a lot of traction and people really enjoyed it and people really learned from it.
Right.
And it started to really grow. So because of that, the next big one was gas. No, just to clear something up, I never said gas never existed.
Yeah.
But the thing about gas is that people think that it can exist all over the body, which is not true because gas, which there are a lot of reasons for gas pain. You can get it from certain foods that you eat like peas and those kind of things, but you only get it in the abdominal region. So you can't get gas in your knee, your foot, your head, your shoulder.
You know that.
That's the thing. So I don't want to get into it, please.
Why when my beat your back, you burp? Not guess it up.
Oh my Lord.
Yeah, I get the man frustrated against.
I've been asked that question so much times, but I mean, you know,
Your boss like you have that
concepts-
pain in your knee.
and you rub it.
And you
You know-
drink the tea, and all of a sudden, it's
Let me
not
tell you
there
something.
anymore.
One time, you know, me meet one man, you know, him have one hernia. A hernia is like a swelling, and it's not supposed to be there. And him balls swell up, balls, yeah man, well swell up. Sometimes you can get fluid all build up in your balls and them
Oh
kind
my
of, yeah man.
God.
Not to be too, you know.
Yeah.
But the point is, the man say him rub it and him belch and the swelling go down.
Him rub
and
him
feel-
balls.
Him say gas in him people.
Balls.
People, watch you know. I tell you now. I tell you.
Pussy, you know.
Yeah man.
Of course,
so-
my head I wanted to guess in my balls, dog.
Oh man, trust me. You
Hey,
find
doc,
a-
just
as I
look on my
say,
balls, though, please. Go
I
check
find-
if gas there.
you find a lot of these things. So the knowledge had to be really explained and broken down.
Yeah.
So based on those two videos and all other things like even the draft video, I don't even want to get into all of them. But I mean, the point is it really started from there, so, and it really developed lovely. I have to give God thanks, I swear. Because the point is, me never plan it that way. You understand? And I notice a lot of persons gain from it, and that is not where it reached.
I
No.
think with you, especially watching your videos, it don't feel like, because most doctors kind of have this arrogance about them, like, oh my
Which
God.
is another issue.
Like,
Yeah,
you
they
don't
come
know
off
this?
like boring.
Yeah.
And they might use terms that we not
Don't
understand.
understand.
So it's like him just.
Him broke it down in ways.
really
Yeah.
in-
It's like you say,
Which can understand.
yeah, it's like, bro.
Audience.
It's like you call your friend who happens to be a dog. It's like, bro, I got a pain in my belly.
Yeah.
Oh, dog, that's gas. Like, you know, and break it though. So I feel like that's one of the things, of course, is your relatability. People can feel
Yeah,
like,
man.
say, oh, you know, yeah, we're all millennials, we're all cool.
Yeah. And
you can
persons have
share
said
the
that to me as
knowledge.
well. Don't get me wrong, you know, I mean, you get some level of backlash as well. Because, you know, you have
Ooh.
persons will look at you and say, oh, a young doctor, I'm not really know what go on. Especially the older folks that a lot of this traditional medicine really comes from, you know. Like, some people will say, oh, gas not reach me yet. And all them sitting there. So, you know what I mean? So,
Wait, doctors tell you that?
no. Like, as in
Oh,
older
oh,
person.
older person.
Older
You
person.
just attack, yeah, young gas.
Yeah, you know, them kind of way there. But at the end of the day, you know, you just have to be very respectful and know your job and know your knowledge, learn the facts and just help out.
You touched on something a while ago, like doctors that they come off, when I already mentioned it, come off as arrogant. And you said that's a problem. Why?
Meaning, well, okay, when I say that, I mean, it's tough in the health system.
Yeah.
That's the truth. And you know the working hours are long. Sometimes doctors and nurses get frustrated, and it's
Never
difficult
human.
sometimes to break down things and explain. And also, even during medical school, you learn different words, different jargons, and because you have to practice it so much, and you're so used to even documenting it and so on, sometimes to break down the actual things, it might be difficult and you oversee it a lot of times. So that's what I mean by it's really sometimes an issue. But
That's true. Like even nurses out here, some of them are from some certain hospitals and medical places. They have a reputation for coming off as cold and heartless.
yeah,
I know the ones them out there. I wouldn't go that far.
You know, I'd rather just keep the pain. Sorry to
So I'm
bother
wondering,
you.
like, if it's a thing that is taught to them, like, to be disconnected from the patients in terms of emotionally.
I wouldn't say that. I mean, there's always a protocol in terms of how you relate to patients because sometimes you still have to be careful. You know, you have a lot of patients who will take advantage of nurses. You know what I mean?
Right.
So you still kind of have to have that level of professionalism when you're dealing with them. You can't always, like, for example, if somebody is breaking down emotionally and they're crying and so on, you don't necessarily have to go hug them and all that kind of stuff. You know, there are certain protocols that you have to abide by in the health system. But it's not really that you're taught to be cold and that kind of way. But the truth is, the health system is tough, especially
in
downtown
Jamaica
and in the country. And generally speaking, you have to deal with some tough patients. So at the end of the day, you know, we just have to do our job. We still have to do our best and be very respectful to all the patients and so on. But it's a tough job. So sometimes we break down, and especially the long working hours can be a big factor as well. You know.
I mean,
I'm with my sister right now. She's a doc.
Okay.
Because I want to ask, why?
Why
You want to be a doctor? I know it's like a stupid ass question, but you know, like there's so much.
more or
Where we don't have to be doctors
Yeah,
and
yeah.
lawyers and you know the professions, like the world changing. I know
But
it's
we
a stupid
still
ass
need
question.
them.
Yeah.
No, don't answer the question. Then. Don't answer.
I mean, it's a question a lot of doctors ask themselves.
See, you
So,
see.
I mean, it's the
so it
truth.
wasn't that stupid. Alright.
No. I mean, but at the end of the day, you just have to know what you're about because going through medical school is not easy
It's
either.
like
It's not easy.
7 years.
It's not easy,
right?
you know. You see me, so you have to make up your mind and say, here, I'm going to do this and just get it out of the way and just stick to it.
Because I know most of them would probably like, you know, I would have just do like business, you know, that they would have preferred the 3-4 years in school
that's
versus
true.
the
And there's
7.
also a lot of misconceptions about being a doctor because people feel like, say, oh, yeah, man, you're a doctor, man, you have money and him good, man. No, it don't really work like that still, you know, because you can make a lot of money, even more than doctors, without being a doctor or without even putting in as much work. You understand? So
Right.
people have to really understand that as well.
You have any, well, I was thinking maybe your rise in internet fame, is it a way for you to leverage that so that you can own your own practice? Like that was one of the things that you were thinking. you
Right.
know?
So as I said initially, I never really planned
planned
this
this. Yeah.
at all, you know. But I mean, we'll see what the future holds. I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah. Well,
It's in your thinking, I
Yeah,
guess.
yeah,
It's
it
in your
is.
thinking.
I mean, well, okay. To be honest with you, I'm specializing. I'm doing my masters right now in
Okay.
surgery.
okay.
I don't know if you guys noticed, but even before the whole corona came
Yeah.
about, I was low key because I had to be really studying.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
never really seen of
That's
that.
the thing. So I've been really out of the loop for a while. I would say maybe about 3 months, and I was going to be out of the loop until exams, which was supposed to be in May. But because of the corona now,
Oh.
there's a high possibility that things might
Yeah,
change.
yeah.
So because of that, I kind of had to resurface because of also the corona. And I thought it was my responsibility because a lot
Educate
of
people.
persons came to me and I was like, yo, we need a video now, one thing. And from the first case came last week, I was like, no, man, video have to drop.
Yeah.
I have to teach the people, I have to try ease the panic because there are a lot of myths that are also going to be coming out from the whole coronavirus as we all see.
Yeah, them say black people.
We're
couldn't
gonna
get
get in all of that. We're
Yeah.
gonna get in.
So you know what I
I
mean?
thought
So-
that. I was like, oh, it don't reach Africa yet. So black people can't get it.
So
See that?
but yeah, as I
Reach
say, I had to
Idris.
resurface. I had to resurface
reach
just
us.
because of that.
How are you viewed in the medical community though? Like you being internet famous,
The star.
star. How are you viewed?
Behind.
The
Some
truth
of them
is,
didn't
you know, it's-
exist.
Yeah, it's hard to really, well, what should I say?
To be taken seriously, I think that's what you.
No, that's how is he
Like
viewed? I don't
yeah.
know.
At the end of the day, I have to also play a role as a doctor to be very professional when I'm at work, and I know the limits that I have, and I know the boundaries that I need to stay within, And I try to play my part where that is concerned. At the end of the day, you know, there will always be persons who will say things and, you know, but, you know, I'm just doing my own thing.
How your patients like relate to you though? Like,
oh gosh, every day, every single day. Big up to all of my fans them on Instagram. Big up to all of my patients them. You see me?
Them good at pain in an actual video.
Every time, most times I go to A&E at the hospital them. You see me? Oh, Dr. Coombs, you know, yeah, man, want a picture, doc. Come in. All them kind of things.
No, I'm working. I'm doing the rounds.
Not just that, you know.
Somebody they are dead, you know that.
Yo, me here say sometime all at KPH, you know. Sometimes I'm not stationed there, so I have to rotate to different hospitals. Some people just walk in and say, "Mo see Dr. Coombs. Mo see Dr. Coombs. The back hurt me. Where Dr. Coombs?"
I have gas on my back.
Yeah, man, some kind of, you know.
Wow.
But that's really how it is. But I give thanks same way. You don't know, so, you know, rate that.
Yeah.
Rate the vibe. Rate that everybody appreciates the knowledge and the page and the social aspect of it. So it's a good look. It's a good look. And just to say, most people when them see me in public, them say, "Oh, you're short, so." Yeah, man.
I get it too.
Yeah, man.
I said it, Sean.
I said it.
I didn't know you were that sure
Oh
for
gosh,
you.
at least once a week, everybody say, "Boy, I'm short, man." Yeah, man, I'm short. Mama say, yeah, I'm short.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Grow with it.